वेलकम टू प्रिंस शॉर्टेड हाउस। स्टूडेंट्स, लीगल डिक्टेशन आपको दे रहे हैं 500 वर्ड्स। बड़े ध्यान से, कंसंट्रेशन से आपको सुन के लिखने हैं और जैसा मैं बोलता रहता हूँ आपको हमेशा कि आपको ट्रांसक्रिप्शन ज़रूर करनी है। पीडीएफ हमारी इसी डिक्टेशन में आपको मिल जाएगी। और नज़दीक है आपके पटना हाई कोर्ट का स्किल टेस्ट जो 13 को है, इट मीन्स कल है। और नज़दीक रहेगा आपका इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट का स्किल टेस्ट और पंजाब एंड हरियाणा हाई कोर्ट का जो सीपीटी हुआ है लास्ट मंथ, उसका रिज़ल्ट अवेटेड है, रिज़ल्ट आने वाला है। स्किल टेस्ट होगा तो हम डिक्टेट कर रहे हैं 100 वर्ड्स ए मिनट। बी रेडी, स्टार्ट। द appellant and 2 others were charged for an offence punishable under section 302. Read with section 34 of Indian Penal Code 1860 before the additional sessions judge who by his judgment dated 15th October 1998 convicted all the accused persons and sentenced them to undergo imprisonment for life. In appeals filed against the said judgment, the High Court of Judicature, Andhra Pradesh at Hyderabad allowed the same and acquitted them to the charges framed against them. The prosecution case stated briefly is that all the 3 accused persons and the deceased were involved in property offences. While the deceased was in judicial custody for one such offence between the period 1993 and 1995, the appellant developed intimacy with his wife and eloped with her. When the deceased was released from custody, he, having come to know of this relationship, he forced his wife to return to him and also allegedly warned the appellant against the said relationship. It is because of this reason there was ill will between the two of them. Prosecution states that the appellant and his friends had an altercation with the deceased on 29th March 1995 in the presence of other persons. Later on, the appellant killed the deceased. He went to the house of prosecution witness I, who was working as an attendant in the collectorate, and made an extrajudicial confession to him that he, along with his 2 friends, had killed the deceased and thrown the body in a pond. The trial court accepted this evidence. It also took note of the fact that other persons had seen the appellant quarreling with the deceased and found all the accused guilty. The High Court, in the absence of any direct evidence to establish the actual role, came to the conclusion that there was no material adduced by the prosecution as to their role in murder of the deceased, acquitted them to charge of murder. So far as the appellant is concerned, the High Court accepted the prosecution case in toto and confirmed the conviction imposed on him by the trial court. M.S. Lata Kapoor, learned counsel, appearing for the appellant, contended that both the courts below seriously had been placing reliance on the extrajudicial confession allegedly made by the appellant. She contended that the evidence of prosecution witness 1 is wholly artificial, and his conduct after hearing the confession shown that if really such a confession had been made to him, he would have first gone to the police station rather than going in search of the brother of the deceased. She submitted that the courts below ought not to have relied upon the statement made under section 313 Criminal Procedure Code (Criminal Procedure Conduct) to hold the appellant guilty. Per contra, learned counsel representing the state contended that though there are no eyewitnesses in the actual killing of the deceased, it is clear from the evidence led by the prosecution that the appellant was considering the deceased as a hurdle in the way of his affair with the latter's wife. Stop.